If there's hell below, we're all gonna go.
Greatest intro song.
Hey, I know, right?
That is perfect.
Utterly true.
Oh, man. I love Curtis Mayfield, man. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. The Angry Black Man Syndrome podcast. I am Anthony motherfucking Robinson. Thank you all for tuning in. I have a couple of guests today. One is both of them are good friends, but one is my very good friend, Robert motherfucking Lackey.
Hello.
Hey. He's a local comedian like myself. He's been doing comedy for little over 2 years now.
Close to 3 years now.
3 years.
I don't like to count the first year though, because I don't remember it from all the alcohol and drugs. You know? So about 2. I'll go 2.
Yeah, I count myself in that category too. I don't remember much. Well, a little bit of first year.
Hey, I got a serious question though before we keep going. Why is it called the Angry Black Man Syndrome podcast?
Well, because I remember hearing that about me once on stage from a friend of mine. He said that Anthony has angry black man syndrome. And that stuck with me because, one, I thought he was just belittling me, like he was basically just kind of trivializing the shit that I stand for or whatever. And the other part is that it's just funny because is it really a syndrome or am I?
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm an angry white man. Is there
Right.
an angry white man syndrome out there?
Not that I know of. I mean, some.
Something I could get benefits for because I do lose my shit once in a while.
Yeah, you know, if I can collect Social Security off of my syndrome or something, I'd have it medically classified.
Totally.
Indeed. And also we have another good friend of mine, a very good friend, Nick Hart.
Yeah, man. I also have angry black man syndrome,
Oh, yeah.
even though I am a white man.
Nick is like one of the angriest black dudes who's white in Seattle. And it is true. Yeah. He was also in the video that we did called How to Shake a Black Guy's Hand.
Yeah.
Him, Ryan Casey, David Leon, and Stephen Davis, the guys from Madison, Wisconsin. All of them funny.
Where can people find that, by the way? Is that on Comedy Web?
The angry How to Shake a Black Guy's Hand. Yeah, you can find it on the comedyweb.com.
That thing just blew up, man.
Yeah,
Blew up.
we got 70,000 views now, so that's really cool. Yeah.
It's one of the best things I've ever been a part of.
Thanks, man. I was glad to have. Like, if you watch the video, you can see Nick in the back. Even the ones without speaking roles in the video do a great job because of their face reactions and their, just how they react to like the bad handshakes throughout the video.
Well, let me ask you this: if Nick wasn't here right now, would you admit that he did a shitty job, or are you just saying that because he's here right now?
Oh, no, I genuinely mean it. If you go back and watch the video, like one of the segments where the shakes are stupid, like his eyes are great because he's just like, the hell is this motherfucker? He's embarrassing us,
I personally felt like I overacted in it, but
Really, he is the best angry black man here. So I get it totally.
And also we have none other than Richard Sugarbush, who's manning
Sugarbush.
God bless you, Richard.
Beautiful man.
the equipment.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's jump into it. We've been talking about rap. That's what we've been talking about. Seattle rap is back on the map again, apparently. And Macklemore is doing...
All right, you want to get on the angry fucking podcast? Actually,
Here we go.
Here we go. Why is this popular in Seattle right now? I cannot stand Macklemore. This guy comes out with a song 10 years after it should have come out about gay rights. Everybody's blowing up over it. It's one of the worst, most generic songs I've ever heard. I've been yelled at on Facebook for posting hate messages saying it sucks. Why is this happening? I am looking for some help. Somebody explain Macklemore to me.
Well, from what I see, it seems like with his rap, it makes people who would not listen to rap otherwise go, well, I like his stuff because it's safe, right? It's because it's nice. It's like, everyone should be cool with each other. I shop at thrift stores or whatever,
That's awful. That's awful. Rap music is supposed to be dangerous. It's supposed to be stuff that your parents hate. It's not supposed to be peaceful and loving and all this bullshit. This guy just took everything we automatically... It's like me making a rap song about putting your pants on in the morning. Obviously, we all fucking know this this already. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a thing we all already know, like I just said a moment ago. Fuck Macklemore. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry to take over. Like,
nah, you know
I got
what?
An angry white man syndrome. Sorry. Or an angry black man. I don't care. Whatever race I am today, it doesn't matter.
Now you know what? I tried. I gave him a chance, right? I listened to that song, the same sex thing, and then the thrift shop song. I had a friend tell me to listen to that, and so I listened to it, and I was like, that's okay. I get it. Yeah. It's like it's. First of all, I've been going to thrift stores for years, so I don't know who didn't know to do that prior to the song. You know what I mean? I've been doing that shit for years, man.
This is what I'm saying. He's just taking obvious things, taking the Evanescence formula, and then putting it together, and then trying to make a celebrity thing out of it. It's bullshit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, let me ask you a question. If a little kid came up to you when he was 5 years old and he said, I can draw, am I gay? Would you think he's gay or would you think he's stupid? Personally, I would think he's stupid. I'm just saying. I don't know if I'm saying anything controversial. I'm just saying Macklemore needs to die. A musical death. I don't wish death on him personally.
Like he needs to die like in Las Vegas coming out of the casino.
Yeah, this motherfucker should be relegated to 50-seat rooms at Indian casinos for the rest of his life. That's where he belongs. I hate him. And I don't care. Call in. What's the number? Call in. I will fight anybody on this if somebody wants to call in on this. Yeah,
if someone feels like defending Macklemore,
I personally
please.
think he's great.
Uh-oh.
I've never heard of him. I have no idea.
Okay, so for people who don't know, there's this rap guy from Seattle named Macklemore who all the kids seem to love. I heard this guy's name for the longest time, and originally I thought it was Mark Macklemore from the Seattle Mariners, the old fucking utility infielder from the Seattle. I didn't get why everybody was talking about an old baseball player for 10 years ago. Then I heard this song on the radio on a rock station, no less, and it made me so mad I didn't know what to do with myself. So somebody call in and debate me on this because I want to fight about this.
Who else is like a terrible rapper, right? You know what, man? As a rap fan, and a lot of rap fans always say, you know, I hate new rap today, man. It's just not like the old days. Like I listen to a lot of rap. It's a lot of good new rap, but I get like people. I get how you cannot like Macklemore or you cannot like Drake. Or because I don't listen to Drake, like, and it's nothing. It's not like a real hatred. It's just like I don't feel like hearing songs about bitches and jewelry, the whole CD. You know, totally. Like that's I'll get tired of that quickly.
Totally.
You know.
But what offends me though is like with Macklemore, he's saying like, don't beat up gay people, blah blah blah. We're all one. These are obvious things. This shouldn't be a hit just because he's saying it's like. The same thing making it, like, I keep saying this, but it's like brushing your teeth in the morning. Is somebody going to make $1 million off a song about brushing your teeth in the morning? Why is there a guy making millions of dollars off of gay rights?
Right.
It's something we're all on board with. There's no need for this.
So, like, on the opposite end, like Tyler, the Creator, right? Who's one of my favorites because he just says the most fucked up shit. But it's obviously a joke. I don't really think he's going to rape someone after he makes it a rhyme in the booth. But people get mad, particularly here in the Northwest, because you know people don't like bad words here apparently. But you know,
I can tell you that every night from when I go on stage. I don't like bad words, so you're absolutely right about that.
But like Tyler the Creator, what makes him fun is that it's like a roller coaster ride. Like, oh shit, he said that, but like it's music. Like, you know, he's just fucking around. Obviously, like the only complaint I can make of him is that it's the same shit I heard years ago with Eminem, and then prior to that with like horrorcore rap, like Big L and the Gravediggers and all that shit. So like, I don't know, that's the opposite end. People will be like, well, I'm tired of rappers always using the N-word and the F-word and the yada yada.
But why do we gotta be bombarded with the simplest
opposite,
concepts?
right?
It's stupid. What really offends me is it's such pussy music, and it's coming from my hometown. You go 50 miles out of Seattle, nobody knows who the fuck Macklemore is, but everybody in this town, everybody who looks like a Where's Waldo fucking family reunion they're going to, they're the ones celebrating these guys. It's why? I just don't understand it. Call in right now.
I wish someone would call in too, because I want to hear like some rabid defender.
Yeah.
Macklemore changed my life. I was a kid in my room, and when I heard Macklemore, it was like it changed my world, man. I became more tolerant and started shopping at thrift stores.
If you're a Macklemore fan, here's the number to call in: 206-973-3991. So So go ahead and call in 206-973-3991. Come debate this guy. I wish I knew who he was. I wish I loved him. I wish come at you right now.
I wish I knew who he was.
Exactly.
Right,
Thank you.
right.
Nobody knows who the fuck he is. Anybody with taste, nobody knows who he is. But if you listen to the radio, they bombard us with this guy.
Right.
Stop with the Macklemore.
You think that the label is like, oh yeah, we could sell this because it's
No.
really?
There's no coke and sex and drugs in radio trying to get them to push shitty music. No, that never happens.
Oh man, wait.
You and I both know a radio personality, by the way, who has told us a bunch of stories about cocaine and radio. I don't want to mention anybody's name.
Oh no, we're not. Yeah.
I made a promise to myself. I'm not going to
What was his
attack
name?
anybody today.
Danny Bonaduce.
A certain guy who runs a certain comedy room who's told us these stories about coke in the radio and payola and all that
Oh
shit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
It's stupid. Macklemore deserves death.
Is the Northwest even really known for aggressive music? Because the longest I've listened to Northwest
Nirvana,
music,
passive aggressive
Jimi
here.
Hendrix.
yeah, but like even when you listen to Nirvana, like it sounds heavy, but they're really just talking about their feelings. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. You know, like they yell about their feelings, or you know. Indie music, you know, the soft rock for hipsters, you know, like it's
All right, that's something that's against the legacy of this town. I'm not denying that. But at the same time, I think anybody who blows their head off with a shotgun, I don't think you can question whether their
Okay.
music was hard or not. Obviously,
Okay.
there's
It's-
something. Yeah.
yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, Heart is from here, right? I mean, that's the softest metal you can ever listen to. Heart.
Barracuda.
You know what's funny? I actually used to have sex with the guitar player's daughter of Heart, and
Wow.
you've met her before, and
Oh, was she the one
yeah,
night?
we'll not mention that name.
Okay.
But like, yeah, you know exactly.
Yeah.
The one with the racist friend who kept saying,
Yeah. Oh, I had so much fun
wanna hear this.
destroying that
You wanna
guy.
tell that story?
Okay, so we were hanging out. Okay, first of all, so we was after a comedy show, right, down in Renton. So we go to this bookstore. Why? Who fucking knows? But
Bob was horny. Anyways.
Bob was, yeah.
Okay.
So we're there, right? And first of all, we're in this bookstore, and I see this book called The Little Sambo Book, right? Which is, for those of you who don't know, it's a book of a black character who's completely devoid of any humanity or any sort of integrity. I'm just a stupid black kid, right? That's the whole book. So I was honestly wanting to steal it, you know, because I'm not going to pay for it.
Right.
So to make a long story short, this kid who was hanging out with this girl that Bob's talking about, I'm in the back seat with this kid. And he's one of those white kids that's just, I'm edgy, so I don't care. So he says the, you know, nigga, right? So I'm just reaming this kid. It was so easy. You know, this kid is so dumb.
Meanwhile, I'm sweating in the front seat thinking I'm not going to get laid that night because you're having a fucking civil rights march in my back seat.
Oh, it got so bad that even the chick that was hanging out with the guy, she was like, I'm going to hang with him anymore.
Not friends anymore.
Oh yeah, she was laughing. She was laughing hard at just me. Basically, that's what happens when you make a black guy angry. All right,
Yeah,
you're gonna
you
get
the syndrome.
I get the syndrome, and then Samuel L. Jackson just comes right out of me. I start reading Bible verses and shit. Fucking shoot you in the face. But yeah, that was the story of that night, and it was.
Yeah. So, side note, that was the Heart guitar player daughter.
That was the daughter.
Or something,
Wow.
granddaughter, one of those. I just remember being at a dinner. This is what being in an 80s rock band does to you. I was at dinner with this chick one night. I just went to her fucking mother's wedding at a courthouse. It was one of the weirdest things ever. So we go to dinner with her family that night later on, right? So I'm walking around shaking hands, kissing babies, all this shit. So this fucking guy comes up to me, and he heard that I had a television show back in the day. So he starts trying to offer me his services. The fucking guitar player from Heart.
Wow.
And I started hearing all these sob stories about Indian casinos and alcoholism and how this dude has no money. And this dude's... I
Wow.
had a public access TV show, basically, and this dude's begging me to do the music for it. So that's
Should have had a change of heart, huh? Huh? Oh, bad jokes.
And you said, no,
goodness.
no, thank you. I'm just banging your daughter. Just your daughter, sir. Just your daughter. You've done enough.
one at a time. You can only fuck one at a time.
Hey, that's fucking yeah. I mean, the Northwest. I mean, other than what's the most aggressive music? Sir Mix-a-Lot. I mean, when he talked about asses, that was probably the most aggressive
22
musical
years ago.
moment of Seattle. You know, I like big asses and I cannot lie. You know, that was. Other than that, like
Is he from Seattle?
No, I'm from St. Louis, man.
No, Sir Mix-a-Lot is?
Federal
St.
Way.
He's from Federal. Is he from Federal Way?
Yeah, he's right by where I live now, which is just it's a
Oh.
divine location. Lots of happy rich people out there.
Right on. Yeah, he's got his money, so he's
Good for him, man.
Good for him.
I guess.
Yeah, but like that's Macklemore, man. I mean, I've been noticing that too. There are people who genuinely think that the music is vapid. Let's just put it in that way, right?
That is the perfect word.
It's trying to be progressive or some shit, but it really just comes across as pandering.
Right.
It sounds like he's just trying to get people, oh, I'm the nice guy in rap. When in reality, no one cares. We listen to music because these people do drugs. They live this life that we don't live.
He's the nice guy of rap, so does that make him like the Randy Travis of rap? What is he trying to aspire to?
I don't know. Maybe he should make a record with Brad Paisley, and then like he'll have
Don't even put that out there. They've already done Brooks and whoever they did the freaking hip hop.
Oh
Whatever the
yeah,
hell they did. It was just like, oh god.
That's just it's just you know what? It's like I've been saying on stage, man. Rednecks are just white niggas these days, man. They are.
I love
if
that
you
bit.
listen to country music, honky tonk, badonkadonk, that is black shit. All right, badonkadonk was a term coined by what's his name? Keith Murray, rapper, and the song was Fatty Girl. And that's where that term came from. So yeah, rednecks are just white niggas, and niggas are just black rednecks. So there you go.
Rednecks are trying to steal badonkadonk now?
Yeah, I mean,
What?
because look, I'm like living in the Midwest, you see this shit all the time, man. Like rednecks are doing the same type of shit that poor black folks are
See it
doing.
down south.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same shit. The only difference is instead of projects, it's just trailer parks. That's the only difference.
Yeah, it's poverty. It's not even a question of race. It's just poverty.
Right.
It's just
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
I just looked at my phone and I've got an overwhelming response that Macklemore is terrible, by the way. I'm getting text messages as people are listening. So
yeah.
No one likes this guy.
Yeah, I was coming
Well,
in
then
here looking
fuck
for
her.
a fight today.
I don't like his
wanted-
hairstyle, honestly. That's kind of
I
fucking.
don't like his damn name. That's all I know about him. His name
Fuck his
sucks.
name.
Macklemore.
What does he look like? Because I
Sounds like a
picture
He
tennis
looks like
player.
Sam Snyder, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, if you look at Sam Snyder and then you look at Macklemore, you'll be like, he
Sam
kind of
Snyder
looks.
white.
Sam Snyder looks just like Macklemore. I promise. If Sam did that same stupid hairstyle, you'd be like, motherfucking Macklemore, stop making shitty music, or
Yeah.
if you saw him.
So does he wear like the No Limit Soldiers gear like Sam does, or?
Well, he shops at thrift stores, and I assume Sam does too with those goofy jackets he'll wear sometimes, right? So
I'm
like,
assuming so.
So
is
that-
that a selling point of Macklemore that he goes to? We got to change the subject because I'm sure we're pissing people off going on
fuck
about this.
him.
But does he go to thrift stores? Is that a selling point of Macklemore? Because I just heard his music and I think
yeah, that's one of his big songs. Is I'm got $20 in my pocket. I'm gonna go shop at a thrift store.
city is
Where's
so
he getting his
fucking
beats?
lame.
We should play a song. Honestly,
we
can
do
you
that?
find?
Perfect. Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
find the
give me-
Macklemore?
This is gonna if you put
Dude.
That, if you put this is gonna get me.
This is all right. So we're
I
gonna
hate this
examine.
so much.
We're gonna
I
examine.
want to see Lackey get fucking.
We're gonna examine Macklemore bar by bar. All right. This
All
is.
right.
What
We're-
song do you want? What song
Let's-
title?
okay,
Play
let's-
his hit where he's talking about how he thought he was gay because he could
Oh,
do it as a kid. That's
yeah. Same love. Is that the
dumbest
name
thing
of
I've
it?
ever heard. Do you folks, if you guys could see my blood pressure right now, I swear to God.
Hey, he's generating heat.
I know.
Macklemore and Ryan
furious.
Lewis, Same Love, featuring Mary Lambert.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that it?
There it is.
All right. Here we go, guys. It's Macklemore, the greatest rap. He's the Bob Dylan of our
I
generation.
swear to God, I love you, but I will slap you for that after this. Listen, what a nice little slow start because we're so serious in this song. This motherfucker. I apologize to the people who text me saying to change the subject, but I gotta do this because I have such a rage in my heart right now for this.
I know. People want to. What else are we angry about? But no, this is a good topic because, like, I love rap and I love also shitting on bad rap.
Yeah.
So like, all right, let's do it. He's playing the video, so like, it's a. Oh, there
Okay,
it
here
is.
it comes.
Couple kids riding their bikes around.
When I was in the 3rd grade,
See?
I thought
See?
that I was gay, cause I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight.
the fuck?
Stop the
I told
music.
my mom,
Stop the
tears
music.
rushing down my face.
Now, if a kid came to you when he was in the 3rd grade, he said, I can draw, am I gay? Would you not slap him and go, you might be retarded. How did you come from my loins, you idiot?
That is a bizarre connection to me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is
You
pretty.
have a God-given talent. Celebrate. How does one relate to the other? I've seen plenty of gay people who can't draw. There's no, it's like me saying, it's the old Louis C.K. joke. I'm Chinese, so I can fly. It makes no fucking sense. Okay.
All right, go back to it.
Cue the music.
She's like,
I love this
love
episode
girls
so
since
far.
before pre-K, tripping.
She can be drunk and
Yeah, I guess she
I
had a point,
do.
didn't she?
If I didn't have
Bunch
a
of
show tonight, I would've
stereotypes
wanted to be
all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant. But those that like the same sex have the characteristics. The right-wing conservatives think it's a decision. And you can be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition, playing God.
Okay, stop
nah,
this.
All
Here we
right.
go.
How many
America
how
the
many
Brave.
times does predisposition get wrapped in a song? That's a good.
I don't deny that he's talented. I don't deny that he doesn't have talent. I'm just saying that he's a completely vapid human being that has nothing to say, that's taking things that were controversial 10 years ago and making money off of them in the modern
Holy
day.
fuck, I just saw this thing has 32 million views.
This is what
Wow.
I'm saying. This is a fucking virus in our society that we need to stamp out right now.
That is a retarded thing to say. I thought I was a gay guy because I could draw. This has 32 million views. People like this song.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's
And
a
he's-
retarded lyric, man.
Thank you. I feel vindicated.
You guys want to
right.
keep listening?
Fuck
Yeah,
this guy.
let's.
Fear's what we don't know. God loves all his children. It's somehow forgotten, but we paraphrase a book written 3,500 years ago. I don't know.
Oh, here's the chick. This is so fucking. Am I? Come on.
No, this sounds like some shit you hear in a coffee shop. Like this part alone.
This is every song.
Sounds like a commercial.
Right. Yeah, it's like this is what you'll hear in a car commercial.
I was expecting your any second. You know that day is coming.
Yeah, they're gonna sample it.
I can't tell you how many fucking hipster douchebags I grew up with. They're just like this guy. He just took whatever the formula was at the time and just kind of put it in the music. And now this guy is smart enough to go, oh, there's a gay revolution going on. There's a fucking beautiful day where everybody's being accepted. Let me see how I can make money off of it. That's exactly what this guy's doing.
Yeah. Oh,
What's
you know
America?
what? What about gay rappers? Because there are gay rappers out there. I wonder if.
Yeah, they don't talk about it. They don't wanna talk
Yeah,
about
because
being
like
gay.
there's this. I heard this one gay rapper who was like, quite frankly, the most thuggish gay rapper I've ever heard.
Wait
Like,
a minute. Are you
the
talking
fuck?
about Gangster Fag?
I don't know. That could be it.
Dude,
no, this dude is like, I'll suck your dick. Like he's like hardcore about blowing and fucking dudes, and it was.
Oh my
it was
God! You
fun.
guys have to hear this. This guy is
It's probably
gayer-
more entertaining than the Macklemore song.
gayer
really.
than Macklemore and better rapping than Macklemore.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be hard.
It's like you ever heard anything like Professor Griff is talking about how hip hop or rap has been hijacked
By the
and
gay
turned into
community?
pop music. Not even by the gay community. It's just
But
been
pop music?
just by like they're taking the voice of the voiceless away
Mm-hmm.
and turning it into this bubblegum. Because like I don't even listen to rap anymore. Like I lost my virginity the night Tupac got fatally shot. So like
Wow.
I checked out. It was just like see you later. I know what fucking pussy feels like now. Like, I'm not too curious
Hey,
about hip hop.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
All eyes
So,
on
like,
you, buddy.
I checked out. But it was like now there is this like it went from rap and like how like Professor Griff and Public Enemy were about information and getting information out to people. And once the establishment saw that these guys were getting information, not even out to black kids, but they're also getting out to the white community
Right.
and explaining like, hey, yeah, everyone's being fucked here.
Right. Yeah,
And
because
there's,
Public
like,
Enemy, they play them on pop stations back in the day,
Right,
too,
but
right?
now they've taken. But then they're like to kind of cancel Public Enemy out. They brought in NWA, and that was like they were fabricated. Those aren't thugs or anything. Like those guys were
Right.
brought together like boys or Backstreet Boys and
Right.
NSYNC and all them.
Sex Pistols,
Yeah,
the same
just they
thing.
were brought in order to negate
Right.
what Public Enemy was trying to do.
Do you guys want to hear like a little bit of Gangster Fag?
Sure.
Toss it on, yeah.
I'll say this though. Yeah, if you're a rapper these days, you better be nice to the gay community because that's where you're getting your clothes from in rap.
Exactly.
You know, that's where all the fashion comes from now, like in the entertainment industry. So no wonder rappers are being nice because, you know, they're not going to have nice clothes if they don't, man.
Well, I just read a New York Times article, I think about a month ago, where it was talking about the top producer in rap just came out as being gay recently.
Oh, yeah?
Or something like that. And a lot of people, even athletes, are starting to come out of the closet now. So it's like, this is what I'm saying. We're at a point.
It's the new poker.
And more ways than one.
Exactly. But we're at a point where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys.
All right.
Gangsta Fag.
Exactly, it doesn't.
Song title, He Wants It.
Now this is, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I can't wait till he starts rhyming asshole with assholes. I wonder what his ad libs. Hey, you know, some stereotype like that or something.
Man, you're talking right over Gangsta Fag.
I'm sorry.
You're
All right.
botching this music.
All right.
Please, come on.
This is art.
See, I was getting high with my boys one day, just kicking back, hanging out in L.A. When this dude Dre buying his really funky bands, I could tell right away this motherfucker had ends. Was a white dude, about 30-something, kept staring at me, yelling like he wanted something. He called me over and he asked for directions. I saw his dick was hard, so I beat his card.
This song is classic, man.
I got a wife and a kid, and I'm very, very straight. So I said, take my number and my name. You can call me up when you're sick of playing games. As I walk away, yo, I know you'll call. Cause if you see one bag, they can see them all.
All right. And then there's the chorus. So you got the idea of it, though. This guy's just a gangster, and he goes around sucking off, you know, strangers.
Dude, that's pretty close to like the closest reality I've ever heard of gays in entertainment. Like, they're just dudes. Like, of course they're gonna go around trying to get laid and shooting people. Why not? Fuck it. I mean,
Right.
you're a gangster rapper. That's what you do. You know?
Right.
Fuck it.
Get dick or die trying, you know? Right? And the
Oh,
motto.
definitely, man.
No, man, I mean,
But seriously though, how much better was that compared to Mac? And I'm getting people are hitting me up on Facebook making fun of me right now about
Yeah.
Macklemore. But how much better was that than that fucking?
well, because he is gay. So like and also he's not trying to make the world be like, hey, let's be accepting. He's just like, I'm trying to get some dick.
Dude, yeah.
I saw a married dude and I was like, I know you're gay. Just fuck me. I mean, he's talking about probably some real shit. I mean, that probably happens all the time.
Definitely.
So like, yeah, it's
That's why I respect that. I respect that way more than I respect something that's fake. I do.
Right.
Gangster Fag is awesome. He has my seal of
yeah.
approval.
Buy his album. What's his album say?
Yeah.
What's the name of his
Give
album?
him your money.
I don't know I think he's just online. Like, he has a few viral songs.
Okay.
It's just Gangsta Fag, He Wants It on YouTube, that song.
Okay.
And you know what?
Check out Gangster Fag,
It
guys.
will come out that he's not even gay.
You think so?
That he's
That would be
cashing in
amazing.
on.
That would be amazing. That would be the equivalent of like a death metal dude going, you know, I'm a Christian. I just do the Satan stuff for fun, you know.
Can you imagine a controversy in our society where somebody says they're gay and they're not gay, and that pisses everybody off?
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to that point.
There's
The
going to
reverse
be
Tom
one of
Cruise.
those.
Yeah. I can't wait till there's like a gay president and then we all want his birth certificate, you know, like I can't wait. You know, where are you from? Gaylandia? You
It was
know?
the first time you sucked a dick.
Yeah.
We want the night that you did it.
Man, the politics in that world will be crazy, man.
Because they're not
Crazy.
now.
What else did you want to, Lackey? You have another
Yes,
issue, don't
yes.
you?
Actually, I wanted to tell the story about how you and I got in a car crash one
Oh
time.
yeah.
And for people who don't know, I've known Anthony Robinson now for 2.5, 3 years, something like
Just
that.
about, yeah.
And the night that we smoked a lot of pot and we got fucking. Do you mind if I talk about drugs? on
Yes.
here? Okay.
Everyone knows I'm a smoker.
Okay. So we
My
were.
my grandma knows I smoke weed.
Really?
Yeah, I come from a family where my dad's side of the family are just smokers, and my mom's side of the family kind of smoke. My mom smokes weed, so like I have no shame about that stuff.
Have you ever smoked with your parents before?
No, but I have smoked my mom's weed without her permission because what was she gonna do?
Yeah.
You know.
Goodness. You know what's funny? A quick story is I've never smoked with my parents before, but they found a bunch of pot I left behind once. So they don't know the story, but I actually found the pot in their house that I left behind. So what I did was I switched out their pot with oregano, and I took the pot and I smoked it. And then 2 years later, my dad was all excited that 502 just happened. They legalized it. So he's like, son, we're going to make some pot brownies today. Guess what? So he wanted to use the pot from 2 years ago that I had already stolen 2 years before. It was oregano. So I said, are you sure you want to do that? He goes, yes, it's going to be good. It's legal now, 502. So he makes these fucking pot brownies with oregano. I didn't have any because why would you? Exactly. So my parents are acting like they're stoned, wandering around the house on goddamn oregano brownies. And I'm just sitting there giggling, thinking I stole the weed 2 years ago. So, yeah, it was a good time.
They convinced themselves that they were high.
Exactly.
I wish I could convince myself.
I know. I know, right?
Save me a lot of money and hassle.
I have a hard time convincing myself I'm sober sometimes.
I'm good at that. I can do it.
Even when I am, I'm like, am I sober?
Right. I can drive. I'm sober, yeah.
So we were in this car crash, right?
The point of this is I want to tell everybody within earshot of our voice how to talk your way out of the police.
Oh, yes.
This is what we've learned as comedians, and we need to pass on this information.
Okay.
So essentially, you and I got really, really fucking high leaving Tacoma Comedy Club. It's like actually, we went to my shed that night, too, and we were hitting the vaporizer and all that. And so it was like 4 in the morning. It was raining. We almost got in like 3 car crashes before that. You remember when the dude was coming the wrong way at the road at us?
Yeah, that was, I do remember that.
And I made the joke, we're going to be lucky if we survive this night. And then like 20 minutes later, we were in that hellacious car accident.
Yeah, and then we got sideswiped by a hatchback. We were in that truck at the time, right?
Yeah.
That white pickup truck, I think.
Yeah.
And we got sideswiped by this hatchback who was drunk, right? And so, like, when we start speeding off, I thought I was so high that honestly I wasn't even like freaking out. I was just sitting there like, whoa, I'm high.
You were the picture of like ice coolness. Like you were so icy cool. Like I don't even think your facial expression changed once in the car accident or dealing with the police.
Nuh-uh.
So we get in this fucking car accident at about 50 miles an hour where this dude literally runs us off the road. And we're on the highway facing the wrong way in this broke-ass car, right? So 3 cop cars come rolling up. Dude rolls up and instantly, and I got to thank my Lord and Savior, Billy Wayne Davis, because he's the one that taught me this. So my Lord and Savior, Billy Wayne Davis. Thank you, Billy Wayne Davis. He told me that if you ever got to deal with the police, to tell them that you're a comedian, and instantly the whole thing will change. And true to form, he came up. We're obviously stoned. We're sitting there chain smoking, trying to get rid of the smell, which is an obvious tell that something's going on. And the first thing I say to this guy in the shock of what's going on is, we're comedians and we're coming home from the club, which at 4 in the morning made no fucking sense, but they're police. They're not that bright. So all of a sudden the whole thing changed, and you remember the dude put on, instead of like grilling us and getting angry at us,
he started telling us jokes.
Yeah, he put
I'm a comedian myself. One of those dudes.
Yeah, so this dude puts on a 20-minute act on the side of the road of just the lamest jokes where I'm sitting there, I don't know if I have a concussion, I don't know if I'm about to go to jail, I just know this fucking pig is telling me really corny jokes.
Yeah, I almost wanted to get arrested just to stop hearing the jokes, man.
Seriously.
Place yourself under arrest.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm under arrest.
Seriously. So anybody within earshot of my voice right now, if you ever get hassled by the police, tell them you're a comedian. It changes the whole game.
I mean, we smell like Robert's parents after the fact
I forgot about
told Rob, like, you guys smell like a lot of weed that night.
Oh, dude. So this is what happened. The fucking, we get in this car crash and we got to deal with the good cop, bad cop, because after we dealt with the cop comedian who gave us 20 minutes, this fucking bad cop who was like this Amazonian blonde with a death glare, and who hated me, hated everybody.
Right.
She came up, she grilled us, and eventually they realized it wasn't our fault.
Right.
So my parents come to pick us up at 4 in the morning. Long story short, I get up the next day. First thing my mother says to me at my parents' house is, you guys reeked of marijuana last night. Just tell them you're a comedian, folks.
Just tell them you're a comedian, man. Although I've been in a car with another comedian, and it wasn't even a crash. It was they just pulled us over for a minor traffic violation, right? He did something wrong as he got on the acceleration lane. And this guy is a war veteran too, by the way, this other comedian. His name's Sean Lawrence. And so we get pulled over. So they give him the standard, have you been drinking shit? And he has to walk a straight line. And he can't because he's been in a fucking war. His legs are shit. And he blows below a 0.8. and they still take him in anyway, right? Even though he blew below the legal limit. So like, that's the other side too. Like we told him, hey, we just came from the comedy show, but this police officer was different because he was young. So like, you know, the young guy wants to make his bones. You know, I'm taking this job seriously. I can't make any mistakes. So like, that's the other side too. Like, be really nice to the young ones because they got too much shit to prove, you know.
Basically, it's like dealing with a hostile, volatile, drunk college guy in a bar when you're dealing with a young cop. It's like this asshole's doing anything to try to prove himself.
Right. And I don't like cops either. I'll just be upfront. In general, I don't like cops because I've had some bad experiences with them.
Well, maybe we should go around the room and each person should say what their worst experience is with a cop.
Okay. You want to go, Nick?
Man, I got. What do you guys want to hear?
Fucking-
I'm 13-0 with the cops.
Undefeated, son.
I spent 145 hours doing an internship in Spartanburg, South Carolina, doing ride-alongs. So I just started to know how cops think. Most of them are just human beings that don't want to do their job anyway.
Right.
You know, but I think that mine was always. I lived in Madison, Wisconsin for 10 years, so that's just drunk driving. You're drunk driving everywhere. And so, but it was just you getting pulled over, and it's just you just understand what they're about to do, what they're going to say. They're freaking out anyway,
right?
Because they're walking up on a stranger's car. And as long as it just became, it's like hitting on a girl, or it's like being on stage. The first thing you want to do is to get them to laugh and like you right off the bat,
right? And
then after that, you can get away with it. I've been hammered, and they're like you have expired tags. And I'm like, and? It's like, that's a sticker.
I wish I could
like
do
you're pulling
shit
me
like
over
that.
for a sticker, right? Yeah, exactly. There's ways you can. I get away with more shit than a black person would for sure. But I went and fought. But I was hammered. But it was just like I'll take the ticket. Like, just shut the fuck up and write the ticket. And like they write an $80 ticket. And like at no point ever do you get out of the car and do their stupid field sobriety test. Because all they're doing, because that doesn't mean anything. They're just trying to gather evidence.
Right.
You can just say right away, be like, I'll blow right now. Like, all they're trying to do is gather evidence, because the breathalyzer, that's a technicality that you can get off. You can get a lawyer, go in and be like, when was the last time this was calibrated? And they're like, oh, sorry, yeah, it was calibrated.
Well, I heard too that if you wait on the if you refuse to do it right initially when they pull you over, and like you give yourself some time to let it dissipate from your body or something, when you go to the precinct and do it, your chances of passing it are better.
Sure, absolutely. Well, that was down in South Carolina. You had the choice. You could either do blood, urine, or breathalyzer. And so most people would be like, oh, we want to do, what do you want? And you're like, I'll do blood. And they're going to go sit in the ER for 6 hours while you sober up. And then by the time they pull the test, you're like, yeah, I'm sober. Like, you don't have me on anything. Then I moved to Wisconsin. Like, no, I got pulled over there 2 months after living there. I was like, oh, this didn't take long. And they're like, yeah, we're going to have you blown. I was like, I refuse. And they're like, well, if you refuse, you're automatically going to jail. And you're like, oh, that sounds fair. I was like, I blew a .079. And they're just like, yeah, they're like, you're still intoxicated. I was like, but I'm not legally intoxicated.
Right.
So fucking give me my keys back. Let's go.
Right.
But I would say I've done more fighting in the courts than I have with police officers. Like police officers, I usually just like, whatever, write your ticket.
Right, because
let's go.
You can beat the case, but you can't beat the ride. That's their mentality. They'll always put you in the back of the car regardless.
Here's 3 things to people that are listening. Here's 3 things you ask when you go in to fight a ticket. Here's 3 things you ask the judge when you go up. You say, number 1, am I entitled to a fair and independent trial? They'll say yes. You're not. It's bullshit, but they'll say yes. Then you say, can I have a fair and independent trial if there's a direct conflict of interest? They'll say, no, of course not. And then you ask the judge who the judge represents. You're like, who do you represent? Because they're representing the municipality or whoever that wrote you the ticket. So therefore, there's a direct conflict of interest, and they have to toss it out.
Wow.
That sounds like that Latin shit that you supposedly, like, all the judges, like, in college, they were all, like, in circle jerk buddies, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's certain, like, I've been told there's a Latin phrase where if you walk into a court and you say this Latin phrase, they'll automatically dismiss the case.
Wow.
So that sounds like that same type of logic.
It is. No, that's all it is. It's like, that's all law is. Like, I went on unemployment and just read the Black's Law Dictionary. It has the definition that thick, and it has the definition of every legal term that's used in any type of law.
Okay.
And you just sit there and read that and studied that, and then you get pulled over, and you're like, do you have this in your car, sir? Do you have this book in your car? No, then I am more informed than you are.
Right.
Because the officers, it's all compartmentalized, all the information. They don't know it. They're
Right.
just there to write tickets.
A lot of police officers aren't even aware of like how much, power they have as police officers. They don't even know. They're just used to the idea of putting criminals behind in the car,
generating
in the
revenue.
cell, and and meeting
Taxing.
a quota or whatever. That's what they're used to. It's not a lot of focus on like detective work or shit like that anymore. They got SWAT now. They can just bust into your shit.
Sure.
That's actually why I was late today, by the way, is there's a fucking SWAT team in my neighborhood raiding one of my neighbors.
Wow.
Down in Federal Way, where I said all the rich and nice people live.
Yeah.
There's a meth lab right next to my house, I guess.
Booyah.
Yeah, see, and then also why part of that too is like asset forfeiture laws.
Sure.
So basically, even if you're not guilty or something, they just seize your shit and then they keep it for themselves. So like,
That's actually so true. Like my parents, like we used to own a production company, as you know. We actually used to go and work for sheriff's departments in places like Alaska and like little podunk places that no earthly person should go. So we fucking go work for these sheriff's departments, and it was criminal. They literally would just go and take stuff from the drug dealers in town. Like my dad scored a fucking town car, a big screen TV, refrigerators, all because the sheriff liked us. And all he did, he would literally just take it from people. And the nice thing about that guy, though, is he was brought up on charges recently. And the way it was told to me was that it said that it went pretty good for him because he was acquitted on 2 charges, but he was found guilty on 36 charges. So
wow.
we don't get any big screen TVs from that guy anymore.
Yeah, you got to befriend another corrupt one.
Yeah.
You got to find another one.
No.
That won't be hard.
The worst police experience I've had was
I'm interested.
I used to live in Chicago. I lived on the South Side in the Robert Taylor Projects, right across the street from Kaminsky Park. I went there at the time with my friend, and we decided to be some hustlers, right? To put it in, those terms. And so one night, or one day actually, it's Tuesday actually, I was hanging out in the dope house, and my friend and his cousin went off to do their thing in this hotel. So I stayed back, right? Which in hindsight, I shouldn't have done that. So anyway, it's Task Force Tuesdays. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this shit, Task Force Tuesdays are when the police do raids across a city to basically put as many people in jail as they can and like kind of like overload the system so that, some people don't get out and then they'll end up talking and then, snitching basically. So anyway, I'm in the dope house and 2 undercover police officers walk in, right?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
So let me ask, if it's what's it called? Something Tuesday? Say
Task Force Tuesdays.
Task Force. If this is going to happen on Tuesdays, doesn't everybody know this is coming? Like, for instance, like when I was in school, it was always Spaghetti Wednesdays, and I knew Spaghetti Wednesdays. I hated spaghetti, so I brought my own shit on Wednesday. Wouldn't you know, just to stay home, play Xbox or something?
See, I had that awareness of it, but I just wasn't in my right mind, quite frankly, at that point. I was just chilling, and plus I didn't have nothing on me. So even if they came in and did some shit, they couldn't really do nothing because I had nothing on me. So they come in, right? These 2 undercovers, and they're working the room, working people for any type of information, who's selling this, whatever. And they see me, and I'm clearly not a fiend, so they start fucking with me, right? I end up stripping down to my boxers and like this shirt I had.
Wait a minute, I see where this is going.
So Detective Gangster Fag is he's searching me, and
you want your
so I'm down to my boxers and shit, right? And so they start doing the good cop, bad cop shit. So one of them is like, I'm gonna put this drug on you. He pulled out this big bag of heroin and 90 crack rocks, and he said he was gonna put them on me. And this is an intimidation thing. I was aware of that.
What city is this in?
This is in Chicago.
Jesus. Man.
Chicago, by the way, for those who aren't familiar, is probably the most corrupt city in America, police-wise and just politically.
I knew that. I hear that on Fox News every day.
Yeah, Fox News says it, even though they're fucked up.
Drudge
But
Report.
I mean, it's true. the Richard Daley, look him up if you're a political buff. Look up the Daley family. Fucked up. Anyway, he threatens to put the drugs on me, and then he says the only way I won't put these drugs on you is if you fight both of us to get out, right?
What?
Yeah, that was the stipulation.
Jesus Christ.
And then he's trying again. These cops use psychology. I'm well aware of this stuff. So he's like, fight me. And then he's like, your arms ain't big enough. All this dumb macho shit. I'm just standing there like, I don't have any drugs on me. So
And I'm in my underwear.
You
jackass.
so right. So like I'm just standing there. I'm not gonna feed into it. I'm just standing there like, all right, do what you got to do.
So in the middle of a drug bust in a fucking dope house, you're standing there in your underwear, and two cops
Yeah.
are telling you the only way out is to fight
It's
them?
the fight. And while these crackheads are just standing around going, I don't know what's going on. I hope I can just smoke rocks later.
How much?
Right? That's
how much
all
was
it is.
again? How much were they threatened to?
Man, so like he pulled out this bag of heroin. It was like I would say 10 bags of like 12 12s in like in a baggie, and then like this bag of crack rocks. And he said
Ask him
90.
out how he got it.
Oh,
How do you
I
have
know.
that?
See, I know though. See, cops confiscate shit. This
Sure.
is like the asset forfeiture thing. They confiscate stuff and then they keep a lot of it. And corrupt cops will put drugs on you
For sure.
and
And
put
they
you in
carry
jail.
like dirty guns and shit. That
Absolutely.
They can throw on people.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. They're not playing fair. So I'm basically standing there like, all right, I don't know. And the other cop, for some reason, I don't know why, he said, nah, don't do that. He ends up telling the guy, I just let him go or whatever.
Wow.
I know.
That's
and
Some bad lieutenant shit, man.
During the,
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
the during that internship, I rode with a cop, and she was an undercover narcotics officer for a while, and she had 4 or 5 cops trying to get her busted.
oh yeah,
So they're going after each other as well.
yeah. Cops
They're
are
just-
a gang.
Yeah, they're the
They're a
biggest
gang.
gang there is.
They're a gang with
Besides
state
the
power.
politicians, yeah,
That's the only difference. I wish Crips.
Republicans and Democrats.
Right. I wish Crips could have that kind of legal representation. Imagine how dangerous they'd be then. But no, man,
Well, if
let's
you wear blue, you would think it would be intrinsic to their whole thing.
right.
That was my stone comment for the day.
No, man. And then another police incident. I'll tell this, and then I guess we can talk about something else. But
I am curious to hear about dope houses because that's an unfamiliar thing to me.
okay.
Completely.
So dope houses.
Well,
all right.
Well, hold on. Say what you were going to say, and then we'll talk about the dope houses.
Okay. So this other police experience, I was in Kansas City at the time when this happened. Now, me and my friend Robert, I got a lot of friends named Robert.
That's a great name.
His name is Robert Paulson, by the way, guys. That's his real
was
name.
Robert Paulson.
This is one of my best friends, and his name is Robert Paulson. That's his real name. So me and him are walking down the street in Westport. This is a district in Kansas City. And I'm walking behind him. This is like late night, like around 10 o'clock or so. And as we're walking down the street, this police car pulls up behind us and decides to stop us. Now, I didn't know why, but I had a suspicion that they thought that I was going to do something to my friend. That's what they thought. And sure enough, that's what they told me. They stopped us on reasonable suspicion. This is cop logic for I just want to fuck with you, and this is the legal term that we can come up with for this. So he's searching me hard, right? It turns out 2 police cars pull up, and so this guy, he's searching me very hard, looking for anything really he can use. And meanwhile, my friend has the bowl on him, and he has the weed. So I'm just laughing my ass off, right? Because another part of me that you guys might not know is I like to fuck with police officers sometimes.
I have been with you when this happens. Actually, you are a master at it.
Yeah, and so I was just joking around. One of the cops was like Bette Midler, so I was just fucking around with her, singing stupid songs, and we're just
my
laughing.
names.
And I'm being a smartass because I know that they didn't have any legitimate reason. They just assumed that me wearing my camouflage coat at the time was going to harm my Spanish friend. Robert Paulson is Spanish, by the way. Roberto.
His name was Roberto Paulson.
Roberto Paulson. And so I'm just having a ball, man, because I know I'm not going to jail. And like, you know, it just blew my mind that you can make up reasonable suspicion like that just by two people walking. Nothing happened.
Replace probable cause.
It didn't.
Reasonable suspicions, what they use now.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, wow. And I was just having so much fun. Like, this is so stupid, guys. You guys are wasting your time. You search me harder than you search my friend, but yet he has the weed and the bowl. they gave him such a half-ass pat down. He was being mouthy because he knew it was bullshit. My friend Robert is crazy too. He's like manic, so he'll fly off the handle. And so, to make a long story short, we walk away, right? But we hold hands and pretend we're gay, right? Because they were like, well, walk close to each other next time, you know, some stupid shit. So we held hands and skipped off, and we're like, yay! So, like, yeah, you know.
10 years before Macklemore ever did something
exactly. Exactly.
He's a poser.
Exactly. And also, I was going to thrift stores back then,
Anthony
too.
Robinson is the real deal.
I was going to Goodwill before it was fucking cool to go to Goodwill. Hoodwill, actually. Hoodwill.
One thing, guys, the Voodoo Chicken just sent me a nice text message saying he's watching right now and he loves it. So I just wanted to send some love to the Voodoo Chicken.
Voodoo Chicken is great. He's sober. He hasn't been smoking weed lately, so Godspeed.
Oh,
Yeah. Godspeed
Really?
with him. I know. When I talked to him last time in person, I could tell, like, dude, you must not be smoking weed. Because he was he was speaking angrily and passionately, and I was like, wow. Wow, you must not be smoking weed. And he was like, no, I'm not.
You're not pacified.
But we all love Voodoo Chicken, man. He's such a cool guy.
I worship at the Church of Voodoo Chicken.
Yes. So dope houses.
Yes, I want to hear, because what is a dope house? Like, is that a place? It's a place you go to get dope, right? That's all I know.
Sure. Dope houses, from my understanding, first of all, like when I lived in St. Louis, I lived across the street from a dope house for a while. Even my cousins would be in and out of it selling. And what dope houses are, basically, it's this place where fiends go to, you know, do their drugs and quite possibly sleep, right? There are quite a few of them, even in this neighborhood we're in right now in Pioneer Square.
Now, is there like a guest list to get into a dope house, or could like somebody like me just walk in, or what would happen?
You speak the lingo.
Well, the dealers, what happens is you know, there'll be some dealers in there, and dealers are gonna make sure, you know, if anything a dealer does, he's gonna make sure you're not an informant, you're not affiliated with the police in any way.
How does he do that?
Well, he's just grilling you. He's like, yo, you know, you buying something? What's up? You know, and if you're like, no, then he's gonna get suspicious because you're in a dope house. Why would you be in a dope house if you're not trying to buy dope?
I see.
So that's how that works. So the only reason you're in a dope house is you're either selling drugs or you're buying drugs to use them, or both. So that's what happened. And usually dope.
Who owns a dope house? Like
top drug dealers. What a drug dealer, it's like monopoly. You buy property so that way you have places where people can go and buy your product and, you know,
we got
test
into the
it out.
wrong fucking business. We should have got into dope houses.
I mean, yeah, if you like watching the slow decaying of people on heroin,
Comedy is pretty much the same thing.
yeah, it's less needles though.
Less
That's
laughter.
true.
Less needles. But that's what dope houses are. You know, they're places where dealers basically kind of lease out this place or whatever, and they just have fiends coming in and out of them. They sell. That's also where they test out new product. You know, like you know, if they got like this new batch of heroin or whatever.
Hey guys, crystal heroin. It's really good shit.
Right. And then also they'll name stuff. Like this is ghetto stuff, all right? For people who are listening, I'm giving you some insight now. When you live in the ghetto and you see drug dealers, part of how they advertise and sell their drugs, or they shout names for the drugs, right? So like and I'm not making this up, we had like a batch of heroin and we called it Black Panther. I am not proud of that at all, but that's what we called it because we put it in black baggies. So like we were like, we got that Black Panther. And like,
where would you get black baggies from? I don't think I've ever gotten drugs in a black baggie before.
Oh, corner stores. Like when you go to corner stores in like poor black neighborhoods, they sell like 12 by 12 little baggies or whatever. Obviously, it's for drugs. Well, why else would they be selling that? But yet they sell it, right? Like these Middle Eastern store owners or whatever, they'll sell you.
Are there any dope houses in
paraphernalia.
Seattle we could take a field trip to? Because I'm curious as hell.
We can probably find one on 3rd Street because, like, if you hang out like in Pioneer Square, like the people who come and beg, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
Those people, a lot of them go to dope houses, and you know, I've watched them. The same people who will come down to the underground and be like, "Hey, man, I need some change for whatever." Some of them, not all of them. If I go up to 3rd Street, I'll see like the crying lady. You know the crying lady,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, she's famous.
Oh yeah, the crying lady. You'll see her on 3rd Street yelling and like, "I want my," because the thing about crackheads is that they'll always get fucked over on crack rocks. Like if they're all going in on the same crack rock, one of them's gonna get fucked over. So like you'll see her yelling, "I get my head" or whatever, right? So like I'm sure you can find dope houses on that street, or you can find them like in the U District probably. You know, you can find them all around,
Where would
man.
they be in the U District?
You'd be surprised, man. Like I've, you know that acceleration lane when you go to the highway, like before you go to Wallingford, like that bridge.
Yeah.
Like you know how people will stand right there with the cardboard sign, and you know they're, you know, want food or whatever. Well, right across the street from there is a house where some of them live.
Really?
Yeah, and like what they'll, you know, this is they do that because they want beer money or some, you know, whatever vice they have.
This stuff fascinates me so much. Like, just the whole culture. Like, you and I talk about this all the time. The culture down at the Underground in Pioneer Square, where everybody has an act. You know what I mean? You got the fucking
the headliners,
the
openers,
features, the curtain jerkers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's this one. Remember that one smooth cat the other night?
Oh, he was the best. The fucker that worked me out of like a couple bucks, right?
He got. Not only did he get a couple bucks, but then to put the icing on the cake, he got a smoke too. Like he asked you for, can I get a cigarette
great.
too?
No, I would have tongued that guy's asshole. Like honestly, he was so good at his game. Like I was his bitch for about 5 minutes. Like I was amazed. And honestly, he's probably the best one. That one and the dude with the metal shoulder goes, "Hey, bud, I was killed, or not killed.
cool.
I was fucking wounded in Desert Storm, and he's got the metal shoulder." That dude's my favorite too.
Or he had it amputated from shooting into it.
His whole.
And then just said,
It could, you know, you never know, man.
For those of those listening and not watching, Nick just pantomimed shooting heroin into his arm.
Yeah, man. Like you can find dope houses in Tacoma. As a matter of fact,
Well, obviously in Tacoma.
oh yeah. As a matter of fact, and you remember this, when I lived in Parkland, I lived in this place called the 420 House. You can imagine
was
what
that
happened there.
I don't want to say her name, but was it the one chick that fucked that one comic? Do you know?
Oh
what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
she's pretty famous for doing that.
Yeah.
"Who's the
Man.
comic?"
Did I ever tell
Oh,
you?
we don't want to say
Yeah,
names.
I've made a resolve. I'm not going to come in. I'm not going to say people's names in a negative way unless I come in here drunk. And when I come in here drunk, I'll say whatever the fuck. But right now, I got a show tonight, so I'm staying relatively sober. But
Yeah.
you know what's funny about that one chick is she got a case of misidentification. So she started sending me like sex text one day, and I started texting her back, going, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And that made her even more like resolved to try to fuck me. So it's like and she didn't know who I was. She confused me. I text you one day on my phone, and she thought that was the text number of her lover. So she got so crossed up, and she started texting some guy she didn't know, trying to fuck him. And I'm standing there confused, like this doesn't usually happen for me. So what's going on?
I've listened to her fuck more times than I've cared to.
What's her number?
Yeah, Hey,
We got to give this name out.
yeah. Can we call people on this podcast?
Yeah,
I guess we could.
Can we call her?
dude,
wanna
we
call
have
her?
to. That's a great idea.
Why
I don't know
not?
her number, but it would be fun to call her because she's nutty, man. She has a lot to say, and also when we live with each other, I accidentally did her acid.
I want all.
Yeah.
I was going to push you to tell this
Yeah,
story today.
I accidentally did her acid. Right. All right. So I'm in the
Accidentally on
fridge.
purpose?
Accidentally on purpose. I thought it could be acid. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know because I'd never done acid prior to that. So I saw this like vial in the freezer, and it had like a dropper in it. So I pulled it out and I took unscrewed it and put a couple drops on my tongue. And then I just went on with my day. I was like, well, okay, maybe this is acid. And then 4 hours later on a bus in Tacoma, it came on. Like I was on the stop, and it just hit me like, oh my God, I am on acid. Like, it was so bad that like I was smiling and I was trying to hide it from everyone else because I was so suspicious that everyone knew like this guy is high as shit. So like I get on the bus and I'm just smiling, like trying not to fucking notice anyone, and I'm seeing this kid with a fro. I was like in love with this kid with this fro. I was like, that fro is awesome, you know. Just sitting behind him watching his fro, and then I go to the Tacoma Comedy Club, high on acid, and I'm in this host meeting with the owner of that place, and Mike Coletta, and J.R. Berard, and Terrence Parsons was there too, who's a little infamous in our scene. And
who's that?
And Terrence at the time, I don't, you know, he may have evolved by now, but he was kind of homophobic.
No, I was just kidding. Like, we don't even need to spend time talking. I was joking.
Oh, I know.
He's so irrelevant that it doesn't. I'm sorry. I should have said that.
It's all right. I only bring him up because
you're on acid.
I was on acid,
Okay.
And I saw him, and he was sitting next to me, and you know, Terrence, you know, he doesn't know how to give and take in the conversation sometimes. So like, I started pretending I was gay and fucking with him, and then I touched him in a gay way, and he was like, "Oh my God!" Like he got so homophobic that it was. I became Gangster Fag basically, and he was like, "Oh my God!" And he jumped out of the seat and stuff, and I was like, "See, homophobic." And then, dog, I'm telling you, the whole night I'm tripping. I have never tripped for like longer than maybe, I don't know, 6 hours or so. I was on acid for at least 14, 15 hours.
Well, weren't you in the meeting at the comedy club?
Yeah.
At some big powwow?
Yeah, and I was on acid, like just sitting there. And I didn't even freak out. I was just sitting there. And the whole time in my head, I was like, they have no idea.
See, the version I heard is that you hosted that night, too, on acid.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't host. I did a set. And I went up there at the time. I wore that neon green, that... Basically, I dressed like I was on acid. All right, just green and fucking colorful hat. And I went up there, and honestly, I didn't really say much because there was no audience. So like, it was hard for me to like use that as a like experiment. Like, all right, let's see what I can do with people. So I just ended up talking like, you guys know I'm funny. I don't, you know, it was just a bunch of people that I knew.
You guys do know I'm funny, but do you know I'm on acid?
Right. And then was trippy was Ty Barnett showed up, right? And then I've never seen someone in like tracers. You guys know where tracers are?
Yeah.
I was watching Ty Barnett, and all I could see was just tracers, man. Just him doing his stuff, and then it's like he was doing kung fu or some shit. I'm just watching his arms go like shadowy and shit. It was fucking nuts.
Is that the most messed up you've ever gone on stage before?
No.
My favorite one is when like we smoked pot all day and got drunk at that festival, that hippie festival.
Oh,
we did.
yeah,
And you did
yeah.
like 40 minutes. It was like a godly creature talking. You were so gone on stage. It was beautiful.
Oh, dude, I'll be honest. In one time in Kansas City, this one day, I decided to get super fucked up. So I did a couple of lines
of
cocaine. I did some mushrooms. I did whippets. I did weed. I took a couple pills. I drank some alcohol. Smoked up a bunch of cigarettes.
A veritable narcotic cocktail.
Dude, it was insane. And then I went on stage that night, and then I was just riffing and shit, you know, high as fuck. And then I got out off stage, and I was still, I function okay on drugs for a guy that seems like I might be dysfunctional. I do okay.
You do very good at drugs. You are a good drug taker.
Yeah, I thank my parents for that. They showed me the wrong way to do them, so I know the right way.
God bless Mr. and Mrs. Robinson.
Hey, I love them. So like I was in the car with my friend Luis Powell, who's another funny comedian in Kansas City, and I ended up throwing up in his car.
Oh,
I threw up in his car, which
amateur.
is not that was a very amateur move. Which, by the way, if you know me, I also do that from time to time. I'll vomit.
You know what? That's something I actually
fair.
had in my notes, that you have a notorious history of passing out and throwing up at parties. Actually,
Yeah.
I vomited one time in your presence. Remember that?
Wait, when was that? When
We were,
was-
yeah, we were. It was after a show one day, and we cried. We were at my apartment drinking.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. No, because you were. I think you were trying to vomit in the bag or something next to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
leg.
Yeah, yeah.
And some of it would not go in. So
Yeah, I vomited on it like
And
a
then you
jacket.
kept drinking. That is champion shit. When
Yeah.
you throw up and
Chicken
then
rally?
And yeah, exactly. That is some champion shit, man.
Yeah.
That is that heart of a champion. So yeah, man. Yeah, and that's me getting high on stage.
One question. I don't know if it's professional to ask this, but what time are we getting out of here? Because we got to go entertain roller derby chicks tonight.
What time is it now? Is it like
It's about 6.
6? Where is it at?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, the show starts at 8, right? We can end it in like 15 more minutes if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah. Oh, I'm not
20
pushing.
minutes.
I just wanted to figure out what's. Mainly, I just wanted to tell the people we're entertaining roller derby chicks tonight. That was my sly way of saying how cool we are.
We are, and where's the venue, or what's the name of the venue?
I have no fucking clue.
It's
I
a
get a
it's a
spot?
benefit show for Mike Basket, this guy who's putting on for roller derby ladies. Kira, right? Kira's part of it, and
I don't think she's a roller derby chick anymore.
oh, okay.
I know Merker's a part of it, I think.
Okay.
And I know that because she texted me looking for a ride earlier, so thank you for that. Goddamn taxi service, I guess. Get me drunk. I got some things to say. Anyways,
No, oh fuck yeah. We should actually next time we should have some whiskey or something. And
dude, seriously.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely not?
No, absolutely, man.
Oh,
Absolutely, yeah.
okay.
Anytime you guys want.
absolutely.
I was about to say, we're sitting in a third-story loft in downtown Seattle right now. It's like, when's a better time for whiskey?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that logic obviously means I drink a lot of whiskey because that had no logic to it at
There's
all,
no
but-
connection there to whiskey.
Exactly. I'm saying let's drink some fucking whiskey.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Drugs, police. We've covered a lot of ground. Macklemore,
Gay rappers.
gay rappers.
Gangsta Fag.
There are more gay rappers than people are aware of. There's another one.
They said that. There was some interview with whoever I was watching. Was just they asked this rapper, they're like, "Do you think you've ever done a record with a gay rapper?" And the guy was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Who?" He goes, "Well, look at who I've done rap with. Look at the albums I've done. Mm-hmm. Like some of those people are gay.
Yeah, man. It wouldn't shock me.
It's entertainment.
It is.
It's a business."
It is. And
Wasn't there a famous rift between Dr. Dre and Eazy-E because some pictures surfaced of Dr. Dre in a dress or something like that?
oh no, Eazy-E showed Dr. Dre when he used to be in the Wrecking Crew, which is this old group he was in the 80s. And back then in rap, you didn't dress like a gangster. You dressed like you were going to a fucking costume party or something. So like Dr. Dre was in this weird glittery purple coat. He looked like a bootleg Michael Jackson or some shit, right? And like that's Eazy-E used that against him in his diss song back in the day. By the way, Eazy-E, very classic rapper, first rapper to die of AIDS. I don't know if
That's
anyone.
an accomplishment
But
right
that's
there.
allegedly.
Allegedly. What's the conspiracy behind
I
that?
don't know. They say like he went in for I don't know. There's something Crazy Bone or somebody has some interview where they're talking. They're like that dude. He went in. He was fine. Had a cough in November, and by February he was dead of AIDS. And they're like,
That's
I
how
don't
AIDS
know.
works, though, man.
Are you saying the government killed him?
I'm not saying that. I don't say anything. I'm just reporting. Yeah. But yeah, the whole thing with just going in. There's Kevin Hart. That whole thing with putting people like Dave Chappelle had that on Oprah when he was like talking about
putting
black men are always going in dresses.
Right.
And then Kevin Hart just he just had some tweet where he's just like, I wore a dress on SNL because I thought it was funny. Like I didn't do it because nobody made me do it. Or anything like that. You're like, someone got under your skin on that.
I'm wearing a dress right now, actually, and
You look great.
I got on a wig. I look like a cross between Big Mama and Aunt Medea right now.
You want to go out sometime?
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, we are. We're gonna go out and we're gonna go on.
You and I can make some
candlelight.
beautiful children.
We will. Mulattoes, of course. they
Future
will be.
presidents, each and every one of them.
Hell yeah. Future high ass presidents too. I think if I had a kid right now, that kid would be like super high, just coming out of that vagina. It would crazy. Oh boy. No, you know what? I've thought about I've had a sketch idea where I wanted like a bunch of like black comedians that I know. I wanted us all to dress up like in women's clothes and just have like the premise was this is like an anonymous meeting, like Narcotics Anonymous.
Right.
It's black comedians who dress up like Ladies Anonymous or something, and then like it's just us going, "Hey,
Can I be there when you pitch this to the comedians? Because I imagine that's going to be a fascinating conversation.
I know, right? It could go either way. It probably will go the bad way. I don't know.
That's why I want to be there
Yeah.
for it.
Because it's part of it. Because it's the same thing. Why I call this podcast "Angry Black Man Syndrome" is because I like making fun of like stupid shit. I like adopting the character of a stupid person and then showing everyone why this is a stupid character.
Sure.
So like the idea behind that sketch is similar. It's like, oh, let's just show people how ridiculous this could be if you take it to its extreme or something.
Monty Python with black comedians could be hilarious, by the way.
That would
you know what? We're in a time now where like this community with the black comedians we have now, and a lot of them are my friends. All of them really are my friends, and we can very well do that because I love sketch, and like a lot of them they love sketch too. So like this is the time.
Honestly, I feel it dirty even saying black comedian right now because it's like in my experience, it has not mattered at all.
Right. Because if you watch black comedians here, that we don't all do the same shit. Not only that, but we don't even have the same stories at times. I can talk to another black comedian and he'll have a completely different background than me.
You know who the most black comedian I've seen is, or at least the one who's trying the hardest to be and I'm going to use air quotations, a black comedian? J.P. Crowley.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Say
Because J.P. Crowley fucks black women. A lot of people don't know that.
Who doesn't fuck black women?
That's a good point.
That's what I'm saying is we're beyond this shit, And this
Right.
goes back to my original point about Macklemore, goddammit!
Right.
Sorry for that.
full circle.
No, that's...
Call back.
Like I've seen, there are other comedians around here too, like the white guys or whatever. They'll adapt.
Guys, we have a caller. If you want me to, should I take it?
Is this a Macklemore call?
Hello.
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 Oh, I was just calling in.
It's Mad Max.
Mad Max!
This is General X, man. Y'all talking all that shit about the cops, okay? Shit, man, I'm calling under an alias and whatnot, dude. Y'all talking all that shit about the cops. Okay.
So how sane are we
I don't
today,
know
Max?
nothing, dude.
Hey, yeah.
I
How
don't do shit, man.
have you enjoyed the show, man? You've been enjoying the show, haven't you? You've been
I've been
listening.
enjoying the show, man. I tell you what, I really am. God's doing well.
How do you feel about Macklemore?
Yes.
Honestly, he's not moving furniture. He's not fucking washing dishes. He ain't cleaning no toilets. He ain't fucking bartending nowhere. So you know what? More power to him, dude. Fucking make your videos, make some cheesy music. I ain't mad at you.
So wait, if he was
He's doing
cleaning
a lot worse shit in life.
Max,
Okay.
if he was cleaning toilets, you'd have a problem with him? Is that what you're saying? Or I don't
No,
understand
I'm
your
saying,
logic.
man, he ain't working like we are. He ain't a working man anymore. He's doing his music, man. Fuck it. I'm not mad. I don't have to like his shit.
But do you like his shit? That's the question.
Do you like his
I don't
music?
like it.
Listen.
I don't like it, but I'm happy for the dude. I don't
See, he's
So-
doing
I know
he's
he's a
doing that
local
thing
guy.
that a lot of people do. Like I ain't a hater. He can get his money or whatever.
Listen, I can't
He's
play
like,
the guitar
like,
either.
Good
But
for him, man. I mean, in that sense, but
Oh, come on.
I don't know, man. I
Come
just
on.
think all that shit is bleeding heart bullshit.
Oh.
Anyway.
Word.
Max, do me a favor, okay? Join me in wishing musical death on Macklemore. Just do it.
Well, I'll tell you this much, man. You'll never see me buying corduroys, whether they're fucking, $15,000 corduroys or some shit in the thrift store, man. I'm not feeling it. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
down with thrift stores, but come on, man. Come on, just join me in wishing musical death. Every caller today is going to wish musical death. That's my dream.
Who is the worst
You know why I
rapper?
wish him musical death? Because I think failure can be the greatest thing that can happen to a dude like that.
That's yeah. Hey.
Well, then I
what?
wish
That's
nothing
kinda
but good
true.
things for Macklemore, if that's the case.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he'll like fail and like be like, damn, man, I like fucking Sabbath all of a sudden, or fuck, I heard some Tribe Called Quest recently and started to dig on that a little bit. I don't know.
Who is the worst rapper in your opinion, Max? Who's the worst Who's just a
worst?
terrible rapper in your opinion?
Wow. Oh man, that's like asking me what's worse, Disney or
It's some
Disney
candidates,
World.
man. There's some candidates out
Disney
there.
or Oral? Is that what he just said?
Yeah, yeah.
Disney or Disney World, you know, like it's a company.
Like
I don't know.
when you think of the worst rapper, who's the first name that pops in your head?
Wow, that's just the worst.
Like recently or whatever.
Probably Hammer.
Hammer?
You know what I'm saying?
See, I give
And,
Hammer.
Like, I just
quit.
not just it, dude. I just thought his shit was so fake.
Mm-hmm.
Once he went past the Oaktown 357, man, it just was like, what? Who is this dude?
See, honestly,
You know?
I would give him more credit because he never claimed to be a lyricist. It was never his approach to being lyrical.
But if you're just talking about bad shit that just like
Right.
I hear every so often,
Right.
it just like it's like just snaps my brain off.
Right.
I you know what I mean? Like I just stop. Oh man,
Was
there's a
Hammer
couple
ever
of
supposed
bad
to be
ones. Let me
real,
think
though?
of-
No, it was never his intention.
Of course, Vanilla Ice, man. I just
See,
remember.
that's
I
like-
remember being in the neighborhood, man,
Wait.
back in the day, in like DC,
Max.
Maryland.
Max.
I remember cats just like
Max.
blowing their mind, like laughing
Max.
at anybody that liked that dude.
Did you
in the
just
neighborhood, man.
Vanilla Ice is easy. That's like saying.
I know.
It's
I'm
like
just
saying
trying to
Kenny
think
G
of
is a
some, like,
terrible
bad ones, man.
saxophonist or something.
did you
I
just
mean, there's just
I'm going
so
with Milli
many
Vanilli.
bad ones. Like,
Give me a good bad rapper. Give me the greatest bad rapper you can think of. Terrible, like the greatest terrible rapper besides Vanilla Ice.
So what the fuck?
are you a fan of Gangster Fag, by the way?
You should be.
He's pretty awesome.
In fact, I'm gonna
that
give
is
that.
so
I'm gonna.
tough, man. That's a tough one.
Do you wanna
There-
make- do you wanna
there's
make-
just so many dudes that I can think of. Like, I'm thinking anybody that tried to be like Biggie for a little while, man. I remember that.
What's
like,
what's
all
like the give me like the think don't think about it too much. Give me the worst rapper just right off the bat besides Vanilla Ice or MC. You're going with the easy ones. I mean like the ones that like
okay. I
recently.
hate to say this because I love his first like 2 albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't. I don't even want to see Nas, man.
Oh, now that's controversial.
Ah,
That's
It's sad, too, man.
controversial.
It's real sad. I'm a big Queensbridge fan, and
Wow.
you
I
wouldn't
hate
like
to
it
see a
if you
guy
ruled the
fall off
world.
like that. That's something. That's controversial, man. I just feel bad talking about it. okay?
Wow. You don't even like Godson or
No.
really?
No.
You don't like
Dude,
Stillmatic?
I thought all those beats were generic.
Oh.
I thought what you expect more, dude. You don't expect he was in the like think of the top 5 NBA players, and he just doesn't show up, dude.
You don't think he redeemed
He's
him?
not showing up, dude.
Max
you know
has
what
the
I'm saying?
greatest
Like, he's not
metaphors.
I
in-
know.
I swear to God.
I know.
I'm sorry, man. Like
You don't-
if
you
you're
don't
gonna
think
claim to
that-
be
So he's not
MVP,
even
you
up there
gotta
with
be
Kobe?
MVP, and he sucks, dude. Like it just
He's not up there. With
You don't
Dr.
you don't
J.
think Ether redeemed him? You don't think that when
No,
you don't think that
I'm
redeemed
sorry.
him? Wow.
I know I'm gonna get shot. I know somebody's gonna punch me in the mouth tonight.
Wow.
But
I see this. Okay, that's controversial.
and that's something that, and I'm talking about as a fan, like as a true fan of anything
Mm-hmm.
Queensbridge. You know, it's God, like he's not even as bad as like some of them. Like, oh, okay, I got one. For till the day I die, I will never ever give 50 Cent another fucking dollar.
Oh.
In my life,
50
ever.
Cent is a
Ever.
joke.
Ever.
50. See,
Ever.
you know
That guy will
what?
never-
I
don't
agree
care
with that.
Whatever he does, I don't care. He will never. I don't care if he has
All
a
right,
clothing
then.
line, a car thing, whatever. I'm never buying any. He never gets another dime in my life.
See, I feel that way too because you know what? I'm not gonna lie. When 50 Cent first came out, and this was before like the Get Rich or Die Trying stuff, like Power of a Dollar, and like his How to Rob song or whatever. I liked it because it was clearly obvious he was provoking people. He wanted to get attention, and he was using names and songs, and like he was being provocative. But then after Get Rich or Die Trying, and once he succeeded, the music became boring. And also,
here's
he's
my
a
problem.
fucking prick. He's a bully, and I don't like
even
bullies.
during all that Get Rich and Die Trying stuff, during all that time, I remember it was at the time it was my anniversary, right? And you know, I bought some tickets, and we were gonna have a good night. And we go to the show, and the opening group was better. Not only better, but the dude did like 20 minutes, and those were $90 tickets a piece.
See, that's such
Yeah, that's
bullshit.
bullshit.
If you're in this
And
business,
I was
work,
just like,
motherfucker.
what?
Right.
But, I
Just
mean,
because your
it
name
was
is 50 Cent doesn't mean you have to be a
laughable, but after that point,
cheapskate.
Serious.
I don't care what that dude came out with. I just
Is
thought
Max
it was
just
like,
wandering around his compound, just yelling at a speakerphone?
See, Max personifies the angry black man. Max.
He
I
is,
have
yeah.
I have an inner Max. That's why I like Max a lot.
We all have an inner Max.
We all have an inner Max. And if Max, if me right now is just my regular self, Max is my id. Like Max is the voice that just won't quit. He will attack until there's nothing left to attack. That's why I love him. Man.
How's the ladies treating you, Max?
Oh man, I'm trying to be more like Don Draper, dude.
Mad Max? Yeah.
This
But I
man
tell you
is a
what,
legend.
I love to charm a lady.
Yeah.
I love to charm a lady. but right now,
I'll tell you a story about Max. With the first time we really got introduced to Max was at Jai Tide, his comedy club on Capitol Hill.
Best underground room in Seattle.
Yes. And this guy was on stage this one night. I think he was drunk. I don't know. He must have been drinking.
I think that was just Max in his natural state.
Was that his
honestly.
natural state?
I think so.
And so
Voodoo,
he's...
is this the Voodoo Chicken story?
Yes, this
Okay,
is the Voodoo
this
Chicken
is the best.
story.
Yeah.
So, like, Max is on stage, and Max is talking about the dragons that are on the walls on the stage, and then he's just yelling, "Noodles! Noodles!" And then Voodoo Chicken starts yelling, "Noodles!" And then Max is like, "Noodles!" And they both just keep yelling at each other, "Noodles!" Oh, man, it was...
If you're on Star Trek, you're in the middle of a war with like
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we just went to a whole story.
Yeah.
And then Max is still like, "Yeah, man, I'm still on my tangent, man. I'm gonna talk about Star Trek." And
You know what I love about
Noodles!
my
No,
favorite?
that's what I'm saying, man. Imagine you got a fucking holodeck, dude. You've been fighting motherfucking Romulans all day, dude.
God
All day.
damn, man.
You know, you're just seeing dudes vaporized in front of you. You know what I'm saying? and so then you go through all that, you beam back, then you ain't
Max
getting
is one of them
laid.
dudes, like,
Everybody's in
if
war,
you
but
get
you're
pulled
like, I'm
over,
going to the holodeck,
like
I'm
with
gonna
Max, you
fuck
got to
these-
tell Max, "Hey, man,
Oh, dude.
hey, Max."
He's so unpredictable. I've been in lines at comedy clubs, and he's starting fights with people in the club. Do you remember that?
Max, I got to tell Max, if I were driving in the car with Max and Max was in the passenger seat, I tell Max when we got pulled over, "Hey, man, act as white as possible, man. Do not fuck this up for both of us, all right? Put on your best job interview voice."
Here's how
We're
it works.
we getting the fuck out of this.
About getting pulled over that you gotta understand. Okay, you cannot project fear.
Oh, no, never.
No, you cannot, dude.
Max,
I
I
put
love
my
you, but I
hands on
never
the
want to get
dashboard.
arrested with you.
I put my hands on the dashboard. I let them know. Ain't gonna be any sudden movement. If you fucking put a bullet in my head, I'm gonna die with my hands on the dashboard. If you're gonna do some tricky shit, at least you're gonna really do it on camera, right? Because they had their cameras and everything. But no, you just calm down, take a deep breath, think of yourself in jail and having to fucking go from there.
I don't even go through all that. Because I know 9 times out of 10 I'm not guilty anyway. So either way,
Right.
for me,
Right.
I
It's like, if you ain't guilty, it's like, look, motherfucker, if I'm not guilty, take me to jail. Go ahead. We're talking out there. I mean, that's how they operate. That's what they expect you to say, especially if you're not guilty. So
Hey,
I
Max,
say,
Max.
calm down. Don't project fear. You could be fucking terrified. One time I was coming off of the highway, and I passed everybody, and I flew. And this state patrolman, man, he just flipped on the lights. So I make the very first right. And this dude parks on somebody's lawn and just starts charging towards the car. I'm just like, oh, man, this dude's going to beat my ass, dude. He is going to fuck me up. He's just going to pull me out of the car and, like, fuck me up, dude. But, the thing, man, I just took a deep breath. I'm like, all right, if he's going to punch me in the face, fine. So I roll out the window, got my hands on the dashboard. It's like, if he does a whole, have you been drinking? I dance around like a ballerina, blow a .04. I was, it was
Good,
like
good.
He didn't even give me a ticket. you know. But this guy was about to fuck me up, man, because he parked on somebody's lawn, dude. Left the lights on and everything.
Yeah, that's some. Yeah.
I think white cops are scared of black dudes. Period. You know.
You know what? You know what? I've seen more than that. I've seen black cops be assholes to young black kids because they work
but
at.
You know what? Black cops don't use their guns.
Oh yeah, they do. Let me correct you, my friend. If you live in Chicago or St. Louis or any of these other even DC where you're from, black cops don't have any qualms with that. I mean,
clearly Max has never seen a Spike Lee movie before.
Oh no, yeah, man. Black, if anything, they could be worse because they're trying to prove to their buddies at the precinct that they're a part of the blue code or whatever. So
blue line.
Yeah,
blue line.
The blue line. So they'll act out the show off for the white cop or whatever. You gotta
give it to the police. They're like the best multiracial gang ever. It doesn't matter what color you are, you're still gonna be an asshole.
Right. I mean, that just happened in New York. Some kid named Kimani Gray just got shot by police they shot him a lot and for apparently nothing. I mean, the kid didn't have a gun or anything. They just went hog wild because New York cops are such sweethearts and
Stop and frisk.
Stop and frisk.
That shit fucking blew my mind.
Me personally, I just say, don't project.
And New York cops are multiracial too.
I definitely think that there's some of them are as afraid of you as you are of them. You know what I mean?
Well, most cops, they're the first thing is that they're just worried about safety for everyone involved. You got to remember what their jobs are. They're constantly going out. And they could die if they fuck up anything.
Right.
I'm not siding with a lot of them are pricks, of course.
Right.
I'm just saying that's
the other side.
That's the mentality of it.
Right.
They're out there constantly, everyone knows a cop who's been killed.
Right.
And just a routine stop.
I've had some cool cops too, man. Like I beat up this white supremacist guy once because he's called me nigger, and the cops came and I said, "Hey, man, this guy called me an N-word, and I'm not on his property. He was just being aggressive," and they were like, "Oh, cool," and they left. I was like, "Yep, sometimes cops are cool, they get it."
Seattle cops aren't that bad. You remember that fist fight you and I watched that one night where the cops were like, "Get out of here, you guys are both stupid."
Mm-hmm.
Like cops in this
they
town.
saw the cut eye and everything, and they let me go, man. It was funny.
I wish cops would smoke a joint after they got off shift. There was some law they're trying to make that to where cops can, after they get off shift, they can enjoy weed or whatever.
Well, there's this huge
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, not at all.
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious.
There's actually a big foundation, a big group of cops that their whole mission is to get marijuana legalized and to let cops smoke. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember reading about it.
Well, it makes sense because they deal with so much stress anyway, and then they drink coffee and eat shittily,
sanity
shitty food
drinks
is
what they were calling them.
Plus, they have all that weed from stealing it from teenagers anyway.
Right.
So it's like, why wouldn't they light up?
And it's not like they're not getting high. I'm sure a lot of them get high and
they
still
do.
pass the drug test anyway.
Definitely.
Whatever, so.
I mean, if somebody as stupid as me can pass drug tests without much of a problem, I think a cop could do it too, even though I realize a lot of them have limited intelligence,
Yeah. I beat a drug test. It's not that hard. I stopped
easy.
smoking and drank water and sweat.
You can do it without even stop smoking. Is like when they say, especially if you're going in for an interview or something, they're like, "All right, we have a drug test," and you're like, "You can ask me, what are you testing for? I'll tell you if I do it." Or like marijuana, you're just like, "I smoke that. Like, what else?" Like that, and you're just like, "I don't do that. I don't do that." They're like, then when you piss or whatever you're doing, and you're like, "I already told you I did that." Like, I'm not lying to you. Like most of the time, they'll throw it out. They'll throw it out. They'll just throw it out.
See, I've thought about doing that, but I was like, man, I don't know if I want to risk it, man, because this one hotel job I went after, the dude asked me, "So do you do anything?" And I had the chance, like you just described it, be like, "Hey, I just smoke weed, man." But I was just like, I ain't gonna say shit. Let me just play it cool.
Sure.
And I didn't get the job because I didn't take the test, but for a second there, I thought about doing what you just described and was like, "Hey, I just smoke weed, man." I mean,
see, this is why they'll never give me any money. I tell you that much. Hotel, dude.
Who are you talking about?
Have nothing but junkies in that motherfucker.
yeah.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. Drug tests cost a lot of money too for the companies. I don't know why they spend so much money just to bust mostly potheads.
Because the drug companies are pushing them to do it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's an insurance thing, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, like, if you're a job, do you really think some goofy meth head's just gonna walk up and be like, "I would have worked for this high tech company"? I mean, come on, we
now, we going into some drug shit, but here's my deal: the fucking strongest drugs I've ever done in my life were antidepressants or I don't know, any of them psychoactives, man. Where fuck with your body, fuck with your mindset, just weird shit, dude. Like, I mean,
did some of that not too long
That's
ago.
what I think. I don't know.
This is actually like the most coherent I've heard
I
in
haven't
that
fucked with heroin or crack ever, but I'm just saying, like it's one of those things where I really think about, like, wow, I've done acid, I've done mushrooms,
Wow.
shit like that, and I'm thinking it was nothing like doing,
Paxil.
Depakote, Zoloft.
The pharmaceutical drugs.
All that shit.
Right.
God bless medical science for finally coming up with legal drugs that are better than street drugs, by the way.
Yeah, no shit. As a pharmacy technician, I can tell you, I actually I took my pharmacy technician's license test a long time ago. I was a pharmacy tech briefly, and I can tell you that they keep Schedule I drugs all up in those pharmacies, man. Heroin, cocaine, it's all in those pills. It's all in those pills. So like, people are getting fucked up on the doctor's orders.
Oh yeah.
So
if you really want to find yourself and learn who you are, fuck religion. Fuck any sort of like yoga. Just go get a 3-month Xanax addiction. It will totally help you figure out who you are.
Yeah, and also, guys, before the pharmacies get wise and start getting rid of generic brands, I would say start using generic brands because they're cheaper and they're just as effective as the name brands.
Get you just as high.
So just keep that in mind.
Get you just as medicinally dosed.
Medicinally dosed. Get you as medicated
it's
as
medicine.
possible. Yeah. All right, Max. We're gonna let you go, my friend.
The legendary Mad Max of
the
Jai
legendary
Tai.
Mad Max. We love him. He's a great guy. I love you, dude.
Have a good night.
See you around, Max.
Thanks for calling in, Max.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Max is quite the legend. He was also involved in an infamous fight that happened at Jai Tai.
Oh, that's right, the headbutting incident.
The headbutting incident. He was not the headbutter or the headbuttee, but merely the catalyst that started that whole thing.
Can I just say, just to give you guys an idea of this, in case you can't see me, if you don't hear my voice, I'm a 6'4", about 350 white dude. Max is like how tall would you say Max is?
Max is like 5'7", I would say.
I would say, so I'm literally, he started the fight. It was a fucking street melee broke out in the middle of Jai Tai one day. It was all Max. So he's standing there while two guys are fighting. He's the one that started it. He's trying to jump in. I'm holding him back with all my strength. This little 5'7" dude. He was like a little yappy dog. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, so and
I love you, and I'm not making fun of you.
Oh no, I you know what? I'll make fun of you, and I love you. He pushed the guy. In all honesty, he really did start it. He started it. All right, so because the guy was getting ready to leave, this guy was asked to leave anyway, so he's gone, and Max got in his face and pushed him. So this dude just clocked Max, and then all hell broke loose. And then
wound up. I don't want to say who it was because honestly, I think there might be court cases because this is like a series. I've been in about 3 or 4 fights now at Jai Tai, so I don't want to say anybody's name.
Yeah,
because I've been called by lawyers and shit about stuff like this. But
yeah,
that dude literally, I've never seen a headbutt in real life before. When I saw that comic headbutt that heckler, I literally just busted out laughing because it was the funniest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
Was it after he got up off the ground too? Was it after? Because he was on the ground with the dude for a minute.
Yeah.
And then when the dude got up and was still
I thought he headbutted him on the ground because that's what I remember seeing, but everybody told me he headbutted him while they were standing. So
yeah, because I remember seeing him. The dude approached Owen again, and Owen just took the side of his head.
Or some comic we won't name.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? We all know. Whoever's listening to this, we all know who we're talking about.
There's nothing but burnt out comedians listening to us right now. I know this.
I mean, Owen, if anything, would want us to say his name because he's the type of guy that wants people to know that he headbutts people.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But no, I saw that because in all honesty, I was like, why was everyone else jumping in? Owen seemed to have dealt with him well, and then
no, I was holding people back because people were trying to run up and kick him in the face.
they were trying to jump this dude, and this dude was already subdued and embarrassed, so it wasn't like these little yappy dogs needed to, but they did. And
can we wrap this up in a few minutes?
All right. So we got a few minutes left. Any other callers, quick calls, or anything like that? All right. Cool.
I just want to say nobody has called in and challenged me on Macklemore, which makes me 1-0, Seattle. I kicked your fucking ass today.
Yeah. What would you rather do? Would you go to a Macklemore concert or a Seattle Sounders game?
Oh, that's tough.
Ooh, I know, right?
The
only stipulation is you have to wear a scarf if you go to the Seattle Sounders game.
That's bullshit, man.
You have to wear the green scarf, man.
That's bullshit. How drunk can I be?
You can only have 2 shots of whiskey.
That'll do. Can I smoke pot before I go?
No. You have to be complete.
Fuck you. I would go to a Sounders game, but I would hate it. Soccer is the only sport that can end in a goddamn 0-0 tie and people think it's an exciting game.
It's true, though. It can happen.
You know what I think? I think that
dude, you want to fight, bro? You want to go about this on soccer?
We're in Seattle. It's not allowed here.
Oh.
It's weird because my general opinions on that is like people are just being pretentious when they like, ooh, I'm a fan of soccer. It's like, are you really a fan of soccer, or do you just not like regular football in America so much that you watch soccer to like be like, oh, I don't watch that stupid
I'll
game.
take it one step further. I don't watch MLS because MLS sucks, but I'll watch like European, like Premiership League soccer. Like that stuff is that's that sport at the highest level that it's gonna get.
Like Real Madrid or
Real Madrid, Man United,
Manchester United,
yeah, like all those teams. Like that's
because they have real skills. They don't just run down the field and kick. They use their head. They have like these strategies and all this stuff going on.
I personally like the World Cup a lot because of the pressure. Like for instance, like these little like African countries or like North Korea. If they do shitty, you're never going to see them again when they go home. You know what I mean? Like they're going to take their heads and use them as a soccer ball if they fuck up.
Didn't Saddam do stuff like that when he was still in charge of Iraq?
Actually, it was Libya. It was
Gaddafi's
Gaddafi's son played soccer, and he was so shitty and so coked out all the time that he was always in the reserve team, but he was a professional player for a while. There was actually a big scandal because he used to throw these lavish celebrity parties with lots of drugs and lots of money and everything. So all these celebrities would get paid to show up to Gaddafi's parties, and then American reporters would go, why are you coming to Gaddafi's party, John Cusack or whoever the fuck? And
wow, I got paid.
There's a major scandal. Exactly. No, listen, I would suck off Hitler for the right amount of money. Like, it would have to be a lot of money. I'm not denying that. No, I hate him. I hope he's burning in hell. I'm just saying it's a business move. That's all. It's like in The Godfather. It's business. Fuck it.
Right.
It's business. That's the fucking Hitler cocksucking business right there.
I'm just making a point. That's all.
No, the last World Cup was good. I love the vuvuzelas because it pissed off everyone else.
Oh yeah,
I loved it because it was like, this is their culture. So fuck you. You guys are so cultural. Enjoy it.
That's just the thing. It was like just Americans think like the Super Bowl's the biggest thing in the world. It's like, dude, nobody even gives a shit, a capital F for fuck about the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, not even Americans don't even care about it anymore. Like the World Cup is like 8 Super Bowls a day.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. Like,
and I like watching Jamaica play. Brazil is always good. Who was good last year?
Are we really talking about soccer right now?
I know. You brought up the World Cup.
Yeah,
I just said
you brought up the Sounders game.
The Sounder.
Well, yeah, because now since you would rather do that than watch Macklemore. I don't know.
Soccer. Okay.
You brought this on yourself.
Soccer is the Macklemore of sports. That's what we're saying, guys. It's the Macklemore of sports.
Cue the music.
Awesome.
All right, so I guess we got to.
Do we want to get any plugs in? Is there anything going on? Okay. Well, you and I are going to appear for Roller Derby Chicks. I don't know where that is, and I don't know when that is tonight, but that's going to happen.
It's a benefit show, right?
And also, I think so. Yeah, it is. And I'm hosting, so I better figure out what's going on. But also, Bogart's April 22nd. Be there. It's going to be awesome. Nick Hart's.
I'm going to be there.
Last show in Seattle. Nick Hart's last show.
Oh, man.
Bogart's April 22nd.
I haven't gained any Twitter followers while we were on here.
Yeah,
people have been
follow. What's your Twitter handle?
Nick Hart Inc.
Nick Hart Inc. Nick Hart Inc. Nick Hart Inc.
INC.
It's a Twitter handle. Follow him. Mine is A-Rob, funny. What's yours?
Robert F. and Lackey.
Robert F. and Lackey.
EFF.
Do you do that sometimes to Rob Van Dam?
Oh, of course.
Robert fucking Lackey.
Oh, of course. Every time before I go on stage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's like you're, it's like
you
the,
pumped up.
it's like the, what's that guy's name? Sammy Sosa doing that.
Oh, yeah, crossing himself or whatever.
Yeah.
Getting all crossed out.
Yeah. And myself, Lackey mentioned it, we're doing a benefit show, and I'm doing Giggles on Sunday.
Oh.
Featuring for Travis Big Funny Simmons.
Hey, are you doing the comedian breakfast thing? I need somebody to talk to because I think I'm going to hate everybody there.
I'll join you, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm
being honest.
I'll join you.
All right.
By the way, we all love you, who we'll see you at the brunch.
Yes.
For tomorrow.
Don't talk to me.
We all love you.
Leave me alone. I love you all.
Yeah, I'm featuring at Giggles, and also there's a comedy on trial on 420 if you guys want to be a part of that.
Jai Tai.
And we'll keep you all up to date on any other things we're doing. Also, I'd like to send a shout out to my friend Jen Edwards. If you're listening, hey, I love you. And with that said, thank you guys very much. I've been angry as fuck. My friends here, Nick Hart and Robert, have been angry as fuck too. Thank you guys very much. Peace.
Angry Black Man Syndrome.
Angry Black Man Syndrome. Angry Black Man Syndrome. Angry Black Man Syndrome.
Crackers.
I just want to listen to this again because it cracks me up.
If there's hell